Yeah, sure. It's difficult to catch me silent, but yeah, it is what it is. So my name is Vikas Mathur. I'm 36 years old. I come from India, and I live here in Germany now for like 4 years. And I am a filmmaker by profession, and I've been doing so for the past since 2006, I would say, because I'm bad at math and I can't calculate, but since 2006. So that's what I've been doing, and I live here now in Germany. I like it. I like the people. I like it that, you know, there's a certain kind of freedom here, which I enjoy.
So, my dear, you've traveled around the globe and you've met so many people in so many different cultures.
Yeah.
Having been born in India,
Yeah.
how, after all this time in traveling, has it changed your perspective towards your home country?
I think I've become more representative of my country in the last few years. I like the fact that I've traveled so much, and I like representing India all over the world, because I think for me it's about representing, you know, my people, my country, and the way I feel about my culture. And I think it's nice to represent it to, you know, the world, and I try to make a good impression so they understand that, you know, this is how most people are from India. I mean, we are very welcoming and hospitable people, so, you know, I mean, when I'm out of the country, shouldn't I be the best representation of my country? I'm just thinking so, but I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that's the case. Yes, there has obviously been a big change, I think, but also the change to the fact that because I'm outside the country so much, it's brought me closer to it in a way, because when I'm not there, I miss the smell of India. I miss the smell of the rain. You know, when it rains in the monsoon, the smell of the earth it's a perfume you can never create anywhere else in the world. I mean, I've been so many places, but it doesn't beat the smell of the monsoon in India. You know, the earth, when the water hits the ground, and, you know, the smell of the earth is just a perfume you can't forget. I miss that for sure. I miss the people. I miss the food. You know, India has so much to offer in terms of like people. I think we are so unique in that position in the world, and it makes me go back to more fondly, I would say, because when you're away from something you love, you know, you appreciate it much more, and I think it's the same. And the fact that I don't see my family as much as I'd like to, it has kind of brought us closer, I think. And every time I see them, I'm happier, because, you know, even though I have like only 2 weeks of time or something, it really makes me happy when I see my family, because I'm thinking, you know, I have some time with them, I make the most out of it, and I appreciate every fucking second out of it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, okay. But yeah, I appreciate every second of it. I hug my mom and dad shamelessly, and people say, oh, just get off me. But, you know, I know their value in my life, and I miss them. But it's not to say that, you know, I don't have friends wherever I've lived, and I've lived in many places, but I really value my friends. You know, they're great. I mean, having lived here in Germany, I would say the quality of people here, especially the younger generation, is spot on. I mean, I couldn't ask for better friends. I mean, I have a gold mine of friends, and you know, some of the rough times I've been through the last 1 year, my family wasn't here, my friends were here, and they were like family to me, so it means a lot to me. I think it's how you represent yourself and how people think of you that matters. So I think you make family everywhere. I mean, your real family is always going to be there, and I always will be Indian at heart, but I think living so many places, I'm India in different ways. I'm new India, you know. I think it's the way we see the world, you know. It's an open place, and we want to go places, and I think Indians in all aspects of life are doing this, and I'm really proud of the fact that I'm Indian. I really am. I'm a patriot inside out, no doubt. I love my country, so yeah, that's how I feel about it, actually.
Or a story.
Yes, it means progress and development. So I think my dad called me that for the right reasons. I mean, his intention was nice. I don't think my mom thought much about it, but it was my dad who gave me that name. I like it. I mean, at first I didn't think much about it as a kid, you know. It's kind of awkward to say it. It's difficult, but I'm proud of it in a way. It actually means like progress. Like, you know, if you would say Vikas, it would be more like development of like a city or like a village or, you know, prosperity of people. So I think that's a nice thing. I mean, that can never be a bad thing, I think. So, yeah. I mean, it beats having a boring ass name as Tim. Now all the Tims in the world are gonna hate me, but you know, I think it's more interesting. It gets people talking. It's like, where are you from? You know, it just gets a conversation starting. So it's not bad, I think. Yeah, I think there have been a few things in my life that have really inspired me. I mean, I love film. I really do love film. There's nothing that makes me more happy in life than film and traveling, for sure. And I'm glad that making films has given me the chance to travel so much. And I think some people who've come along my way, who've taught me things, like the first director I worked with, when he told me, like, you know, when I had to make movies in India, he took me to a really beat down cheap ass theater and made me realize that I'm making films for my people. And I really felt like I had to live up to an expectation, so that really inspired me for sure. The women I've loved in life, I mean, who can deny that for sure? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I was 17, I fell in love with an older woman. It was something that initiated a kind of like an artistic moment in me, and I really liked that. And recently, I mean, just I fell in love with a girl. I mean, there was no chance that, you know, we could be together because of various reasons, but I really loved her. And even though it was like 8 weeks or 9 weeks long, she really inspired me. I mean, isn't that what life is about? Finding inspiration in small things. And if people inspire you, even if it's for a second, it's worth it. I mean, life, friends, there's so many things around that can inspire you. But I think for me, the true inspiration has been traveling. Being able to see so much of the world has changed me inside out. It's made me who I am. I'm comfortable being anywhere. I mean, you can throw me in a cargo plane and throw me in Uganda and I'll be like, oh, Uganda, new home. So that's made me more comfortable about the fact I'm inspired all the time. So it can be good, it can be bad, but I'm glad that I'm like this. Mostly it's been, you know, experiences, people. A lot of people have inspired me. My grandpa, especially. I mean, he was a man that, he was a doctor, and I love how selfless he was. He was a selfless hero. Like, you know, I remember patients in India coming to him and not having so much money, but my grandpa would still treat them. And I love that about him. He didn't care about the money, he didn't care about anything. And I love that I learned about people, about values from him. I saw how much he loved my grandma till the day she died because of cancer. I know how much this man, you know, moved heaven and earth to, you know, keep her. So I learned a lot from him, and that's inspiring. My dad, he's a hero. My mom, you know, for me, they're all in a way that have inspired me so much. So I have many things to be thankful for in life, I think. Oh man, I went way off track for.
That was
I think I learned very early the fact that money isn't everything. It's all about people and the energy of people, because there's a proverb in Urdu. It's like, you know, it basically translates to rich in the bank but poor at heart. I think that's a big thing for me. I learned this very young, that, you know, you have to do things. I mean, yes, it makes more things, you know, sense to do things from your mind and, you know, think of your mind, but we are not geared to think like this. I think more from my heart, and I think I've always thought that, when you think from your heart, things go better. At least for me. I mean, I have messed up a lot of things, but still I've messed up on my terms because I followed what I thought was right. And I think knowing what path you want to take in life is important. I never wanted to be somebody who ill-treats somebody, or I'm the kind of person, I don't want anybody to feel bad about anything. I always want people to be happy. And this is my feeling. Why would you want to make somebody sad? It just goes against my nature. So I learned that, I would do whatever it takes to make people happy, why not, be happy in life, do things for other people. Why do you have to think so much, it's like, wouldn't we all be better off just doing something good for somebody? It doesn't have to be something, you can talk to a guy and, still be happy. Why wouldn't you? I think it's just the most human thing to do. Would you look at a puppy and say, you puppy? You wouldn't do this, right? So just think about humans the same way. And I think this way, so yes, my life hasn't been perfect. Yes, I've been through, a lot of things in my life. But overall, I have no regrets. And I think that's most important. I can live with that. I am accountable for everything I've done. I've never run away from, facing my fears. And I think that's my biggest lesson I've learned. I have many people in my life I credit this to, because it's only about the people who have taught me things, and I've had many different people come in different structures of my life, telling me what to do, not telling me what to do, but like inspiring me in the right way. And I think that's been one of the most important lessons I've learned in life. Just sometimes, and this is what my first boss told me, Robert, I remember him. I was only 18 at the time, and he told me, Vikas, everything happens for a reason and everything has a season. And that still works today. So it's just bits and pieces like this that, have stayed with me. I think they're like words of wisdom. So, and just things like my Oma would say, like my grandma would say, like, a gentleman never talks about his illness or things like this to people. It's just small bits and pieces, but I've collected over the years. Like even for my boss now, she's like my mom. She's such a great lady. She told me, it's okay to be careful, but don't be scared. And I think that's such a big thing, in life. Why would you be scared of something? You can be cautious, you can be this, but you can't live your life in fear. And I'm happy I've had all these people, like Yoda-like figures come in my life and, give me words of wisdom and go away. They don't have to, but they try to, which I think is something that stuck with me. And I've had many people who've told me things and, and it stuck with me. It's about what people say and how people feel. I think this is more important. So I completely divulged from the question, but
no way.
Yeah, but this is, it's people. Money doesn't matter. Yes, it's helpful, but it's not the most important thing. This was another one. Be good at what you do, money will follow. And it was right. My dad was absolutely right. I didn't have to think about it. When I was doing what I really loved, I didn't have to think about it. So I think there is truth into, some things in life. I fell in love with a girl was really impossible recently. But I still love her with all my heart because she was worth it. I think, she inspired me. And what I had with her in like 7-8 weeks, I didn't have in like 7 years of a relationship. So if that's not, inspiring, what is? So. I live with the fact that I think with my heart all the time. People tell me I'm stupid, that I don't think with my head so many times. And I know that it's going to be very difficult and sometimes impossible, but I will still go for it because I think about it and I believe in it. So this I really stick to. Something my dad told me a long time back, it's, if you kept your mouth shut, we would have thought you were intelligent. This is something I recite to myself every time I think, I'm about to say something stupid. I recite this in my head and I always think about, things like this for sure. Yeah, it works. Everything happens for a reason and everything has a season. I think this is very right because there are going to be people in your life that are there for some time who are so important and stuff. They fade away. It's not that they're not important anymore. It's just time passes and, something else changes. But it doesn't mean that they're not important. It's just time has passed and it's another season. So it doesn't mean you hate them or something like this. It's just how we evolve, I guess. So I believe in these things for sure. I would say 2 such meetings have happened in my life, so like this. The first time when I was traveling, and this was in Norway many years ago, and I was traveling and I met this girl who was really, somebody who was a complete stranger, but I was there to help for a certain reason. I was there in a place where it was a complete remote location and stuff, and I was completely lost and stuff. But it was a pleasant meeting. I think it was one of the most pleasant meetings I've had in terms of just getting to know a complete stranger. And we just spoke for 25 minutes. But this 25 minutes I still remember, so it's been one of the most pleasant meetings, I would say. And the second was a girl I met recently. It's just, we know each other for years now, but we never met. And when we did, the intensity, the passion, the chemistry was out of this world. And will I ever feel this again? Probably not. But it's a memory that stays with me for sure, because I don't think I've had this kind of energy with anybody ever, and I think that stays with me. Even though we're not together, we're not going to be together, all that, but there's that energy, Energy doesn't lie, and I think these were the 2 powerful meetings I've had. Probably when I meet God, when I go up. This would be interesting, but I don't think God would give me an appointment, but yeah. But apart from that, I think this has been pretty much it.
Well, a question that came up is...
How many of these have you written?
Oh, thousands. If a couple of hundreds of people would watch this, what would you like them to know?
What would I like them to know? Listen to your heart. As cheesy as it sounds, I am Bollywood. But listen to yourself and listen to your heart and listen to your gut feeling, and don't let anybody ever fucking tell you what not to do, because it's your life. You have to live it to your potential. The only person you can disappoint is yourself. So you don't have to live to anybody's expectations. You don't have to live to the thought. I think traveling helps a lot, because it gives you the wisdom you would miss out being in one place. I think I've learned most of my life lessons through traveling and through people. So I think talk to people. We have a lot more in common than, and that fascinates me, because we're the most complex mammal on this planet. We have all the ability to speak in hundreds of different languages and use sign language to everything, but still we have the most misunderstandings. So, and this I learned from a dog in a movie. So,
From a dog.
It's just such a brilliant quote, and I think it works, because we have all these resources to solve every problem in this world. We can talk about it, but we still have the most misunderstandings in the world. And I think that's so complex and that's so real. I think that's what I would want people to realize. Talk to each other. There's nothing you can't solve by talking. I think that's a big thing. Obviously, this doesn't work all the time, but you try anyways, and you give it your best. That's what I would think. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. I think that would be pretty much the only thing I would say.
That's the most wise and beautiful thing.
Thank you. Theoretically, I can't keep my mouth shut, this, so this is not the worst.